quick video on how to do your own carpet kit. A couple of things you're going to need are your Weldwood high strength glue, your good Weiss shears, putty knife, and I have one of these Harbor Freight crayons. You can use chalk, works even better. But I just happen to have one of these, so I'm going to use it. And there's a few pieces that you need to make, and it costs about, I think this stuff is $20 a yard, so about $80 worth of carpet to do the whole car and the back. And then you're going to need some padding, about 3 yards. Yeah, 3.5 yards, I think, carpet of padding. And so anyway, let me get to it. I'll show you some of the pieces, and then I'm gonna put this on pause while I put this piece in, and then we'll kind of show you how it works. So what I did is I measured out 7 inches from here. You want it to wrap down and go all the way to, like I did on this side, to here. And then so you'll go ahead and put this piece in right here. So you do the 2 sides first, the middle, all the way up to the front. Then you can decide. There's 2 different ways to do the front. I always do it the shortcut way. You can do, put a light on. Bing, you can see now. Okay, you do the whole front. I do the whole front from here all the way to the other side A-pillar, all in one piece. And I'm going to actually cut it and make it go up the ramp there. This is all going to get mats put in it afterwards, so I wasn't really looking to try and get everything, I was going to do the 3-piece front. Now the other way you can do it is you can do a piece here to the corner. You do your 2 sides first to the corner and actually overlap it up to about right here, right by the steering column. Same thing on the other side. And then you make 1 piece from the very corner here, nice, and you have it lay all the way to the exact corner over there. And that might look a little bit better, but I never try and glue it to the form of the whatever that thing is called in the front. Right there, that thing. I never try and form it around that. I just kind of drape it right over it, so it's nice and straight. But I usually try and do it in 1 piece. So I'm actually going to leave 1 piece from here all the way over. So I've measured from here down, and I think it's 22 inches. Better check that for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I can check it again. I don't know exactly what I measured on that, but this is a lot cheaper way, and you can get a better quality carpet. Like stuff I'm using is all marine grade. Yeah, I cut 22 inches off for the front, and then I cut 19 inches for over this hump to here. Now you want your carpet to come out to about right here somewhere, because your next piece, you're going to fill this in with foam. Then you're going to put a piece from here all the way to the corner over here for the base. And the same thing here. It goes from the corner to the corner, and that you have to get really nice, straight, exact cut to fit. So we'll go through this piece by piece. I'm going to try and get this in as much of this in one video as I can. And probably not going to have it all in one, but we'll probably have it in probably 2 sections or so, and I might have to switch over to GoPro tomorrow and do it like that, but because it's a bit of a pain to use. But I use this because it does have a light, which helps a bit. Okay, so we'll get this 1 piece in, and we'll take a look at the things you need to know. So after gluing both sides of the carpet and the metal, you go ahead and set your piece in. You want it to be laid out about right here, right along this edge. Okay. And then you're gonna have to, then you want it to be right up to about where this vent is, right here. So you start there, you go to the back, you're gonna cut off your excess, and that's a cut pile way to do it. You do not want to try and do this with a loop. Loop runs a lot, so when you start putting loop in, you're gonna have runs and runs, and it'll be a pain. It looks okay, but I try not to do it with loop. And if you want to use loop, you should actually sew all your edges. So, but cut pile works great. This is marine carpet, really good quality, so it can get wet and everything can last for years and years to come. Looks really nice. So let me cut out some things here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut here. So you have to look at everything, because see, this part goes at this angle. I'm doing it extreme so you can kind of see. This part goes at an angle like this. What's it called? The heater channel. And then this goes straight. So what you have to do is you have to lift up your carpet and look and make a straight cut to follow that straight edge, like this. So you cut it just like that. And then it folds down, tucks underneath. It looks like this. Okay. So then this part, to do this, now you're going to peel it back up, and you look here. You always want to, you cut everything upside down and backwards, so you got to get good at doing that. And then so the shape is actually going to be from here around this corner and back towards yourself. So I know this from doing this over and over, but you want to make sure that you can cut it a little bit far away and then follow this edge. I'll show you what that looks like. I had a little difficulty with this side, but it actually works out okay. So you cut it, I was supposed to cut it this straight and then around the corner and then straight back this way. So if you fold it over itself, you can kind of see that you're going straight like this. You follow these lines in the carpet. I always leave everything square in the carpet so that it's easier for me to follow everything. And then what I'll do is re-glue this again. Get a little fresh glue on there. Blow on a little bit maybe. Flip it up. And there you go. Nice fit. Okay. So then the other piece, I actually make it come down and overlap over this. So you'll have a little bit of a seam there. If you don't want it, you can actually tight seam it and do it that way. But because of where it is in the shadow, it kind of hides that seam. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this here and you're going to tuck this in. Now you may end up cutting this back a little bit. Trying to do this with one hand is not easy. Sometimes I'll cut this back just, and look at how far you are. Say it's 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut it back maybe 1/8, so it'll tuck in really nice. And then just tuck this whole thing in with your putty knife. That's how you do all your tucking corners. So then after you get this whole thing all done, then you're going to go ahead and push down this part. You kind of have to kind of eye this a little bit and get the feel of it. Actually, because remember up here, it's not as deep as it is in the back. This gets worse, it gets deeper and deeper as you go. So when you do your measuring, you always measure in the back of the car, not in the front. Then what I do is I tuck this in. So I'll tuck this in down here. I usually will just go ahead and cut this, say about right here, about 1 inch off where I'm at. And then I'll just tuck it down in there and make sure that it fits, because it's going to be not as deep here, and then it's going to get, this line is going to go like this. It's going to go further and further away till you get to the back, where you want this edge to be just past this, like this side where I did that already. So again, the same thing you do in the back. You can roll it around backwards to see where you need to cut, and then to actually use that as a seam, cut a little bit this way, and then remember you're cutting back this direction. So a lot of times people think you get upside down and backwards, you have to think this way and then come back this way to get it to roll around. I'll show you what that looks like. It looks just like this. So when you cut it, it comes back, goes back like that, and tucks in this place. So when I get that all glued in, it'll look nice and clean. Clean all the fur off, vacuum everything out, looks great. So this edge, we don't need a perfect cut along here, but you want it not too jaggedy because you may see it underneath when you put the last layer over. We'll look at that later. Alright, so this piece should look just like this when you get it done. Right on this edge, around here, tucked behind your stuff, your seat rail, like this. This can be a little bit long here. It's going to get foam covering over that, so it doesn't really matter. The foam will hide a lot of that. You don't want to put carpet just right over this, because you'll see that edge of the old edge of this carpet. If you just put a piece right over that, you want the foam over this, and then put the carpet butted tightly here and butted tightly to the carpet over there. Really tight. The tighter the better. The straighter the cuts, the better. And that's how you do your carpet kit. Alright, so what I decided is go ahead and make this into a several section video. I'll make one for these edges. I already did the one edge, so we don't have to do both sides. They're both the same. We'll do one video for the middle section, and then we'll do one video for this end seam to seam. The next section you're going to be doing is the middle section, because when you tuck it in under here, you want that one to cover right over that lipped up carpet that's going to be up onto that wall. Alright, and then this piece will go all the way back behind the back seat. Alright, and then at the very end you'll cover these if you're going to cover them with carpet. I like to cover them. It looks nice and clean. Keeps your eye off of everything. And then at the very end we'll hammer all these down. You can use that Bondo spreader, set it on here, and the dead blow hammer, and knock that down nice and straight as best you can. In fact, it might straighten out some of this wobbly stuff from the last time, because they just used a regular hammer. Use that nice big wide dead blow hammer, and it'll come out nice and clean. Alright, we'll see you in the next video.